Hello, my name is Callie and I own a company called Soulcraft Sisters with my sister Shelly. And if this is the first time you see a video with me, then welcome. This is a new moon reading because there's a new moon tonight. New moons are the beginning of a new cycle, new experiences, new insights that are sort of waiting to sort of knocking on the door. This is a general reading, and if you would like to get a personal reading, I'll leave the information down below on how you do that. But the first thing I want to do is to see what collective message is coming through to us. And what we get is rising above. Rising above. So what this message is saying is, if you've lost sight of the magical aspect of life, if everything's a bit mundane and a little bit boring and dull, and if you're not connecting to the magic that is life, then this card is saying that's okay, because I think a lot of us are not. But it's inviting us to reflect on the fact that, for example, that we're stardust, the calcium in our bones and the iron in our bloodstreams and the air that we breathe. I mean, it all came from some supernova explosion somewhere. So all of these elements are within us. We are stardust. So that always gets me super excited. And I think another message that's coming through is to maybe start with the mundane. I mean, like the simple things. Your morning coffee or tea, really taste it. What does your food look like? Take it in, get excited about what you have surrounding you. And that's what this card is saying. Rise above and see the magic in the small things, and let that just spill on over to everything else in your life. So that's the message coming through there. Now what I want you to do is to think about one of the four elements. So we have earth, air, water, fire. And look at the screen and see which one of these symbols sort of calls out to you today. So if you chose earth as your element for this new moon, then you get the sun. So this is the potential, the themes that will be surrounding you the coming few weeks. And this is the sun is all about energy. I get this solar plexus feeling, going out into the world. It's a card of success and accomplishment, and just feeling free and having a lot of energy, seeing the eyes through, or seeing the world through the eyes of a child, maybe, if that helps you. And just this, no strings, no limitations, really. Anything is possible with this energy. Very powerful card for you guys. So that's sort of the energy that's surrounding you next coming weeks. And the message that's coming up in terms of some good advice and how to take advantage of this, you get the Four of Cups. So here you see a lady, I think it's a lady, in a tree, and she looks bored, right? She looks disenchanted. Coming back to this card. So this might be you right now, but the advice here is, if you see, it's like the sun is burning really brightly behind her. And I think that's a clear reference to the sun card. So it's okay not to take every opportunity that's thrown at us. That's quite all right. But it seems like there is a lot of opportunity for you right now. So it's your choice to maybe stay where you are, or turn around and see what might be presenting itself to you. And then, of course, from there you can decide, is it something I want to jump at or not? But this is the card and the advice that's coming up for you? Yeah. If you chose the element fire, then you get the Devil card reversed. Now, what this is saying, and when it's reversed, is the opportunity surrounding you right now is to break free of some conditions or behaviors or thought patterns that have been feeling restrictive to you. So maybe you've been a part of a system, or you've been doing something that's not good for you, or you've been in a bad relationship, or in a relationship that doesn't feel freeing and uplifting. There might be a good reason for that. But the thing here is that the time has come, or the opportunity to break free of that is here. It's also a card saying, be aware of your influence, because we have an influence on ourselves, but we also influence the people around us. The way you apply your sort of power in the world, how is that, how are you doing that? And maybe be conscious of that. That could be also one of the meanings here. But mainly I'm seeing this opportunity to break free of something that's been holding you back a little bit, maybe. And then we see the good advice for you here. We have the Three of Cups. Now, the Three of Cups today, to me, feels like it's reversed. Feels like I'm drawn to this food here, because when we have the new moon, there is opportunity up until the full moon. The body is really good at how do you say that in English? To take in nutrients and you know, so if you be aware of what you eat, and if you're eating the right stuff. Also be aware of your way of enjoying life. We should always enjoy life, obviously, but are you spending maybe a bit too much money? Are you indulging a bit too much in parties and other good stuff? Again, fine, but this card is saying maybe you want to look a bit on some of your habits. It could also be breaking free of a materialistic view of the world. So it might be, how are you spending your money? Could be something like that as well. And also maybe an opportunity to go within. This is very much a party card, I say. This is a very lovely card, by the way. But when it's reversed, it might be a signal to, or an advice to go within, or at least scan your needs, your internal needs, so to speak, and your priorities. Yeah, that's what's coming up with this Three of Cups reversed. Okay, so if you chose the element water, then you get the Nine of Pentacles reversed as well. So here, this lady, she has, she's accomplished, right? She's standing there in her own garden, and she created this situation for herself. She's very driven. That's how I see this particular lady here. She's an accomplished lady, or feels that way at least. And I see these pentacles in the background. It's like, to me, she has looked, every time she's accomplished something, she puts in a mark here, and she's got 9 of them. But when it's reversed, it might be you're surrounded by this air of, what are my priorities actually going forward? Am I as disciplined as I used to be, or as I know I can be? What's slacking there maybe a little bit? So it's an opportunity to look at your priorities and what's coming up next for you, is what I want to say here. And the advice, it could also be that, you know, you've got, everything is in perfect order, but you're feeling kind of restless maybe, or disenchanted, again, disenchanted, not seeing the magic of life. And the advice here for you is the Chariot. So this is, as you can see, full speed ahead, my dear. Take the reins, and you know, sometimes we learn a lot from taking control. sometimes we learn a lot from releasing control and just sort of, easing into it. This is a time of taking control. This is a time of deciding what that new pentacle should be and how you're going to achieve it, because you have all that's needed to find that inner drive and to go ahead and to be successful with what you set your eyes on, your goals on. Yeah, so I would say don't hold back. Go for it. Maybe unite with somebody that just came up. Somebody you didn't imagine you could work with. Maybe consider a unionship of some sort. That just came up, so that's going to be relevant for some of you. And let's look at the last element. So this is the air element of air. So you guys, you get the Queen of Cups reversed. So the Queen of Cups, when we've got cups, we're dealing with emotions here, and sometimes deep emotions. When this Queen of Cups comes up reversed, this could be that you're feeling some deep feelings. So this could either be a woman in your life, or this could be you. It could be a card of depression, or again, feeling disenchanted with life, feeling difficulty being happy, finding happiness. So maybe some deeper emotions are popping up for you. So this is the theme, the potential that's surrounding you, or things you might encounter coming up for your growth, right? So what's the advice here? How can you go forth and meet this challenge? And here we have 10 of Pentacles. So what I'm drawn to here is that here there's a lot of support. So and we've got the Pentacle, so that's something physical. It's something you're surrounded by. So if this is you, then try to see the support that is actually available to you, or you might want to invest in something. Maybe it's for your long-term health, because this card is also about long-term investments, the way I see it, and accomplishment. But it could be investment in support. So that could be a counseling session, or it could be some kind of investment into your health. Could also be that when we're super locked up in our own emotions, getting in touch with our body, our breath, it can be a really good thing to do. Could also just be that if this is not you and this is some woman in your life, investing in supporting this person is gonna be a good thing for all of you. And maybe tuning into the earthly treasures that are surrounding you is something that could maybe pull you out of this energy, if this is you. So that were the messages coming through to us on this new moon. I will see you soon again on the full moon. Take care. Bye.